From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. This is your 5+ extended forecast. Boy, it's been windy all day today. Mainly winds coming from the south, but the good news is that's why we got warmer for today with those daytime highs into the 50s and 60s. Felt nice for today. Should be nice this evening before that next cold front comes tonight. Going into tomorrow, I think we'll start to feel that cooler air late tonight. If you are going to be out watching those lights or doing anything outside this evening, more than likely going to feel those winds coming from the northwest. Not as strong as that we've had today. Wind gusts today peaked up right around 30 miles per hour coming up from the south. Now this evening, we'll see those winds coming from the northwest, and that's why tomorrow morning we start off below freezing once again. So that cold front's coming in this evening, overnight into tomorrow. It's another dry cold front, so it's not bringing much in the way of any moisture, any precipitation at that, but it is going to bring in the cooler air once again. So how we started this week with morning temperatures well below the freezing point, that's how we'll end the week as well. Tomorrow morning starting well below the freezing point, and Friday morning might be our coldest morning collectively across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Heading into tomorrow morning across northwest Arkansas, here's where the big difference comes in, is the temperature change. Daytime highs today topped out into the 50s and 60s, right? Well, tomorrow, about a 20-degree swing the wrong direction. Tomorrow morning, we're starting off well below freezing into those upper 20s. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day, but daytime highs may struggle to even reach 40 degrees for tomorrow. It's going to be chilly all day long, and I'll tell you what the nuisance is going to be once again is that those winds are going to be remaining pretty consistent from the northwest throughout the day, anywhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour. Across the River Valley tomorrow morning, temperatures starting just above the freezing point into those upper 30s. Still need the coat as you head out the door, but take a look at how many degrees we climb throughout the day to our daytime highs. From 37 degrees in the morning hours only till 45 by the time we get to the afternoon. Less than a 10-degree climb throughout the day. That is not normal for any type of day for us, but that cold front's going to come in and that cooler air is going to sink down throughout the day, not allowing those daytime highs to climb much from there. The reason it was windy today is we had a cold front come through, or we had a warm front come through. Now this cold front is swinging through overnight tonight, and then we're going to see that cool air right behind it coming in throughout most of the day on Thursday. So again, those winds not only going to be strong during the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, but really throughout most of the day on Thursday, going to continue to see a steady stream of some of these stronger winds from the northwest right behind that cold front, that cooler air filtering in throughout the day. The good news is you see all the cloud coverage is gone. That cold front's going to come in. It's going to clear out all the cloud coverage. So for tomorrow, expecting lots of sunshine throughout the day. But again, it's just going to be a bit dramatic when it comes to how far that temperature swing is going to be. You saw the chances for some rain for today. I think as we go on throughout the rest of the evening, those chances continue to decrease. If anybody gets a stray shower or two, I think the best chances are going to be across southern Leflore County into southern Scott County. And at that, it's a low chance, maybe a stray shower or two. The rest of us, more than likely, going to be windy throughout the rest of this evening, now coming down from the northwest. And it's going to be chilly outside as well, clearing out that cloud coverage zone. Here's a look at that cold blast across the area, across the United States at that. It's not only affecting us, but it's affecting most everybody across the United States. Temperature is going to make a dramatic drop. That cold front's coming in. You see temperatures dropping into the negatives across portions of North Dakota, Minnesota area. Going to see temperatures into the single digits for Thursday morning. Chicago at 13, Kansas City at 20. So if you still got friends, you got family out there across the country traveling, or you've just got family elsewhere, it's about to get really cold across portions of the the United States, the central United States, and towards the East Coast as well. But that cooler air doesn't stop for Thursday. It keeps traveling by the time we get to Friday morning as well, and that cooler air really starts to drop down across portions of the Northeast where it's going to be really cold outside. And for us back here at home, might be our coldest point so far this season, with wind chill values into the teens by the time we get to Thursday and Friday morning. The good news is that for us, it's another dry front, so not bringing much in the way of any precipitation, just a cold blast of air across the central United States and towards the East Coast as well, reaching all the way down towards the south. Here's a look at what it's going to feel like for tomorrow morning. Again, strong winds going to affect what's called the wind chill outside. You know what that means. It's where our temperatures, our real temperatures are outside, are not not exactly of what it feels like outside. Those wind chill values are going to be affected because those winds are going to be stronger in the morning hours, anywhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour. So tomorrow morning, as you're heading out the door or as those kiddos are heading out to the bus stop across northwest Arkansas, I think we have a really good chance of seeing those wind chill values in anywhere between 15 to 20 degrees tomorrow morning. So definitely bundle up in layers at that for tomorrow morning. Across the river valley, we're going to start below the freezing point, I think right around hovering across it. Friday morning across the river valley, that's going to be our coldest morning this week. That cooler air starts to sink down, and then we'll definitely start to feel it. Here's a look at those winds throughout Thursday morning. This is why that wind chill value, what it's going to feel like outside, is going to be affected. Anywhere between 10 to 20 miles per hour for tomorrow morning. And then once we even get into the afternoon, still seeing those strong winds throughout the day. That's why we get a steady stream of some cooler air. That's what's going to affect our daytime highs. Earlier, when we looked at those daytime highs across the river valley for tomorrow, starting at 37, only climbing up to 45. The reasoning, because we're going to get a steady stream of some cooler air throughout the day. Morning temperatures over the next several days, again, starting or ending how we started this week, back down into the teens and 20s to end the work week, going into the weekend. But then look at this, Sunday and Monday, we start to get warmer air once again before our next cold front comes in by the time we get too early next week, somewhere around Monday night going into Tuesday. Across the river valley, again tonight, going to be dropping down close to the freezing point. I think Friday morning is definitely going to be our coolest, where we start off into those mid-20s. We start to warm up going into the weekend, but I think Saturday morning at that is still going to be very chilly outside before we get that warmer air back by the time we get to Sunday and Monday. We go from what may be our coldest point so far going into the late fall season to one of our warmest, where we're going to be seeing the warmest in a while at that, where we see morning temperatures back up into the upper 40s to start off our work week. Here's a look at Friday morning. Again, I think tomorrow morning across northwest Arkansas, that's where we could see those feels like temperatures anywhere between 15 to 20 degrees. Similar for Friday morning as well, but now collectively all of us going to be our coldest morning to end the work week, anywhere between feeling like those upper teens into low 20s across northwest Arkansas and the river valley going into Friday morning. Here's a look at your weekend forecast. Again, temperatures going to start to warm up actually by the time we get to the weekend. Now we get some strong winds coming up from the south once again. Daytime highs anywhere between those upper 50s, maybe some low 60s out there. But then once we get closer towards the end of the weekend, I think going into Sunday, that's where we have some rain chances coming back into the forecast. The good news is when you look at these highs, well above the freezing point at this point, so I don't think we're looking at anything in the way of any winter precipitation. But as we can continue to get closer and closer towards the winter season that starts on December 21st, we'll be talking more and more about some of that winter precipitation. River Valley forecast this weekend, temperatures anywhere between those mid to upper 50s. I think we see some low 60s out there, especially on Sunday. Those rain chances really do start to increase, especially across the River Valley by the time we get to Saturday night going into Sunday. And I think throughout the morning hours on Sunday as well, we could see some stray showers. Here's a look at what that's going to look like. By the time we get into Sunday morning, here's a look at 7:30 in the morning. I think showers are going to be greatest best south of I-40, and then further east you live, central Arkansas. By the time we get to Sunday morning, definitely going to be dealing with scattered showers throughout the day. But then as we continue through Sunday evening, I think that's when we have a better chance of some widespread showers across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley before that clears out by the time we get to Sunday evening. Of course, going into the work week, it's going to be still warm before that next cold front comes in Monday night going into Tuesday. Hey, we just mentioned the Little Rock Metro. Coming this weekend is those state championship games for Friday and Saturday. Lots of big games going on at War Memorial Stadium. So here's what we got for you if you're one of those teams traveling down to Little Rock this weekend. No travel issues expected if you plan on leaving for Thursday. If you plan on leaving even earlier than that, we're all good. Friday's our first rounds of games. I think we have mostly sunny skies in the Little Rock Metro. Highs anywhere between those mid to upper 40s. And the good news is, especially for those kickers out out there for the special teams units. Wind's going to be calm, really, for both Friday and Saturday, not looking at many of those strong wind gusts. By the time we get to Saturday, looking like we're going to see more of that cloud coverage building into the Little Rock Metro. Daytime highs get a little bit warmer, anywhere between those low to mid 50s, but still, once again, those calm winds are expected this weekend. And when it comes to strategic play for that football game, those winds being calm, that's only going to help our teams get closer and closer towards that state championship as we get closer towards this weekend. And good news is, again, those rain chances increasing by the time we get to Sunday. I think that late game that starts at 6 p.m. on Saturday, maybe we could have some of those stray showers working in. I think by the time closer towards the end of the game is definitely where we're going to be looking towards that. We'll be working on that as we get a little bit closer, but I think for the most part, that last game on Saturday, if you're one of those teams playing, I think you're okay for the most part. Mainly just looking at cloud coverage building in towards the evening hours, mainly looking at those rain chances going into Sunday morning. Northwest Arkansas, over the next 10 days, we're kind of going all over the place here. Again, now that cold front's coming in tonight, temperatures tomorrow morning starting off close to the freezing point, well below it actually, across Northwest Arkansas into those upper 20s. And then even Friday morning, I think it's even cooler than that, starting off into the teens and 20s as that cooler air sinks down to the surface. Once we get into the weekend, we start to see that warming trend. Temperatures topping out into the mid to upper 50s and rain chances increasing by the time we really get into early on Sunday morning and then throughout the morning hours on Sunday. I think even into early afternoon, we could see some of those stray showers. Still looking at some long range data when it comes to when and where those showers are going to come in. So that's what we'll be fine tuning as we get closer towards the weekend of when and where those showers are exactly going to be heaviest at. I think for the most part, what we're looking at right now is central southern Arkansas dealing with the majority of those showers. Even into Monday, we could see a stray shower or two, but that's where we peak for our daytime highs into the low 60s before the next cold front comes along going into Tuesday morning. Now, here's what we'll be also looking out for too. No need to panic right now, but if there is still some leftover moisture, especially on those roadways going into Tuesday morning with the next cold front coming in, we could be talking about maybe a patch of ice or two. I don't think it's anything to be concerned about right now. Look how far out we are from Tuesday morning as well. Things are going to change before then, but we've got a lot of those rain chances leading up to that next cold front. And of course, if that cold front does bring any of those rain chances, doesn't look like much right now, we could be talking about some winter type weather. Once we get into late next week, again, temperatures drop from the 60s down to the low to mid 40s once again going into Tuesday. And then we'll start that slow climb throughout the rest of the week once again. Majority of next week, though, looks like it's going to be chilly, especially in the morning hours, almost every day starting off below the freezing point. Across the river valley, again, the big swing coming for tomorrow, almost a 20-degree difference from where we were at today going into where we're going to be at for Thursday. And again, for Thursday, across Northwest Arkansas and the river valley, even though those temperatures starting off, the real temperatures into the mid 30s, wind chill values are going to be a factor because of the strong winds throughout the day. Friday morning looks to be our coldest morning in the river valley, anywhere between those mid to upper 20s. Once we get some sunshine back in, we get some warm air to work in as well. The weekend forecast overall doesn't look too bad. I think Saturday is our best day. Sunday, that will be our day where we see scattered showers. If any change happened for today, I think those rain chances are increasing just a bit. Especially across the river valley, those rain chances mainly look to be remaining towards central and southern Arkansas. If you're heading down to the state championships this week, Friday and Saturday, I think we're dry for the most part. Those rain chances come in by the time we get to Sunday. Warming heading into the start of next week on Monday. Daytime highs topping out into the low 60s. That will be our warmest point so far over the next 10 days before that next cold front comes in Monday into Tuesday. And that's when we could be talking about another one of these dramatic swings where temperatures drop almost 20 degrees once again. But we could be talking about a morning rush hour where it could be just a little bit chilly outside if there's any precipitation out there or if there's any wet roadways. That's what we could be looking out for as well. By the time we get late into the week next week, we're going to make that steady climb once again. Upper 40s, low 50s should be expected before we peak once again going into next weekend. But that's also when our next rain chances look to be coming along. Again, still several days out before that happens. So we'll be tracking that as we get a little bit closer. I think the headlines that you need to focus on this week is, again, remember the dramatic change that we're making overnight tonight. Now, for tomorrow morning, going to be much colder outside. Cold mornings to end the work week. Warmer going into the weekend. It's going to be windy out there, though. Watch out for some rain chances on Sunday before our next cold front comes in by the time we get to the start of the week. And good luck to all of those state championship teams going out there to compete to win one of those championships. From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. That's your 5+ extended forecast.